Hello everyone, Happy New Year, Happy 2025. I hope the year 2025 is already treating you well. I wanted to talk about my 2025 reading goal, my 2025 YouTube goals, and hear from you and hear about what you are thinking about doing in 2025. I know reading goals are not for everyone, and as always, I also want to hear from you, so please let me know what your 2025 goal is in the comment section down below, or if you don't set goals, maybe just mention something you're looking forward to in this new year. I love reading goals. That's just me personally. I don't pressure myself to complete reading goals, so I just set them for the fun of them. And my big 2025 reading goal this year is going to be 250 books. Now that seems very, very high, so I do want to have some explanation behind this number. That 250 books includes audiobooks, of which I'm able to get through a large number due to things that I do, like driving in the car, commuting to work, like doing audiobooks or listening to audiobooks when cleaning the house, listening to them while I am on a run. I run because I am a runner. I do run usually several miles every single day, so that's a little bit of audiobook time, so I am able to get through some books that way. Additionally, I like to read comics and manga, so that's going to be some more books that count towards my total that I can include. So that number is probably higher than most people. Also, keep in mind, I am not married, I do not have any kids, so I don't have some of those responsibilities that other adults my age might have. And when you have things like kids and a house and a spouse, you are naturally going to have less time because you have to, by nature, devote some more time to that, which is completely understandable. So my number is high, I do recognize that. But as already mentioned, I never pressure myself to hit that. I don't try to read a bunch of novellas or read things I hate or push through things I don't like or pressure myself to read when I don't want to hit that number. So I did not hit my number last year, and that was completely okay. I just see how close I can get. And if I only read 3 books this year, or if I read 300, as long as I'm reading, as long as I'm expanding my mind, as long as I'm spending time on a hobby that I enjoy, I'm completely happy and satisfied with the number that I read. And you should too. As long as you are expanding your mind, as long as you are enjoying a hobby that you like to do, ideally, as long as you are learning new things, whatever your purpose for reading is, as long as you're fulfilling that number maybe shouldn't matter as much. Now, within 250 books, there are some maybe sub-goals, we can call them, that I want to hit. There are some book series that I want to finish or wrap up or make progress in. The most notable being Brandon Sanderson's Stormlight Archive. Ooh, I love them, but they are so long to get through. So I do want to catch up on that series. I also was reading The Expanse by James S.A. Corey. I read through book 6, and I was told that 7, 8, and 9 are kind of separate, or they aren't completely connected. So I took a break, and that break turned into like 2 years. So I need to finish that series because I really loved that series, and I want to read 7, 8, and 9. So I do want to finish both of those books. I also want to take this time in 2025 to tackle maybe some bigger books. So the first one that I'm going to be tackling is The English and Their History by Robert Toombs. I want to review this, I think, chapter by chapter, because that is going to be the easiest way in my opinion. It is a massive book, and I have a number of books like this on my to-read list. It's almost 1,000 pages. And when I get a book like this from the library, I just know that this is what I am going to be committing to for a while. But I think this year I want to tackle some of these bigger ones. So books like this might contribute to me not hitting that 250 page or 250 book reading goal. But that's okay, because I will read these books and enjoy them, ideally. And if I don't enjoy them, I will not read them. But I want to get through some bigger books like this on my to-read list. Also, something I want to do is make further progress reading through the Hugo Award winners and finalists, both in the novel and the novella category. I am on like 1971 for the novellas and 1956, I think, for the novels. So I do want to make some more progress, get through a couple more years this year. One of my big problems I run into for this challenge is a lot of these earlier, what would we call them? Earlier like novels or novellas are out of print and are very difficult to get my hands on, so I'm having to go through some creative means to find copies that I can read for this challenge. But I am working through it, and I want to be a little bit more dedicated this year to getting through those books. Now, for you, one more thing, my to-read list. My to-read list on Goodreads has 278 books on it. I would like that to be below 100. That is very aggressive, I do admit, but there's a lot of manga, there's some comics, there's a lot of books on there. So it might be a stretch goal, but I would like to get that list to under 100. And I think looking at that list, there's a lot of popular books I think that I can get through audiobook, and I can devote time to listen to audiobooks daily while I'm on a run. So if I just tell myself when running, right now I'm splitting my run time between music, between just me thinking while I'm on a run, and audiobooks. Fun fact, I dislike running. Actually, I like the way I feel after I run every single day. That feels fantastic. When I'm running, it is boring and I hate it. And I have to trick myself into keeping running. I do like to keep my running up because I like playing sports that involve a lot of running. So it is helpful to have that like cardio fitness. So I do run daily for anywhere from like a mile to many miles, and I have to trick myself. So if I tell myself I can listen to audiobooks from my TBR on Goodreads while running, and I commit to just reading that might be the trick to get this TBR down, because that thing will balloon if I let it, and I really don't want it to balloon, because then I might start feeling overwhelmed, or like I need to read books from that list instead of maybe, I don't know. I don't want that number to get too big because I don't want it to cause any sort of stress. Now, YouTube goals this year, I don't really set a lot of YouTube goals. I just like to film for fun. I find myself reading more closely. I like connecting with people and hearing other people's thoughts and comments about the books that I'm reading. And of course, getting suggestions from people for books that they recommend or that they would like to see me read and review. I've read a lot of fantastic books from viewer recommendations, but there are some goals that maybe it would be fun to see if I could hit. Right now, I'm around 1,800 subscribers, and I feel like that's way more than I ever expected to get, to be quite honest. I wonder if I could hit 3,000. That seems like a huge stretch goal, but it would be interesting to see if I could get there. We'll see how close I get to 3,000. I think that's an interesting number to see if I could hit. I would like to film consistently, and I want to see, what people recommend and how I interact with my subscribers and viewers in the coming year. As always, I want to hear from you what your 2025 goals are, what you're looking to accomplish in 2025. Please let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to hear your thoughts and comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.